Welcome back to Bridges. We are glad that you are with us. We're speaking to Karen Matheson, who is the CEO of the United Way of Greater Toledo, and Nancy Joy, who is a volunteer with the United Way. And we are talking about ways that you still can contribute to this amazing organization. We're talking about the impact that it has on all of our lives in ways that we don't always recognize. And as we went to break, we were talking about one of my favorite topics, which is this is such an amazing city that we live in. And we've made Karen a convert who's been with this United Way for about 14 months.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But one of the things that you've noticed since you've been here is the synergy that seems to be happening between government and the public sector.
Right.
And
yeah, I think, you know, with the launch of Aspire earlier this year.
Tell folks what Aspire is.
So Aspire really is a framework of community people coming together to say, we want all kids in the Greater Toledo area successful from birth, so from cradle through career. And what I think is so just momentum building right now is we've got significant corporate leadership along with city and county government leadership, the nonprofit sector, school district sector together to say, yes, the time is right. We can no longer work the way we've always worked. Let's come together to really make sure that our kids are born healthy, that at 3rd grade all kids are reading at grade level, that at 8th grade they're making the markers for education and math and English. They're graduating from high school, but then they also have a plan for what life should bring for them after high school, whether it be training for a future job or college. Let's make sure that we do this right by all kids. And I think that's really powerful.
Extremely.
Because you don't often find that in every community where everybody wants to come to work together on a common issue. And Aspire is that. I think United Way of Greater Toledo has been that for 95 years here, bringing people together to care collectively about the issues that they feel passionate about. And that's really what this 10 Days of Giving is all about.
Wow. That's pretty powerful stuff. So we were talking about this, the synergy that happens when everybody comes to an issue and everybody addresses that issue. Are you finding that to be true in education in that particular? Let me say this. I'm stumbling around here.
Okay.
Let me say this. There are your focus this year and last year has been health, education, and income, financial readiness kinds of things. So as you were focusing on education, which is a major discussion all over the country all the time, are you finding that there are actually changes being made on Toledo around those indicators that bother us so much, kids' ability to read, their language skills?
We are, I mean, on the test scores, which most people focus on, I'm going to say we haven't been in this Aspire or even in the education work long enough to actually see the test score outcomes. But in the year-to-year markers, suspensions going down.
Yes.
So your kids are in the room to learn.
To learn, absolutely.
Kids showing up on time. Kids, I mean, their individual classroom work is improving. So they're doing their homework. They're doing the things that they need to do so that they're learning. We're seeing that. We're seeing more parent engagement than we have in the past.
That's so cool. And I'm so glad you said that, because one of the things I always hear about when we talk about these kinds of things on the show is, you know, why should we be managing these issues? Parents should be managing these issues. And it's great to hear you say that there's more parent involvement.
Well, there's parent involvement that's getting into the schools, and they're volunteering in their schools now, where before they were afraid to walk into the schools. But you also have the private sector who is now becoming more involved in schools and volunteering in the schools and taking on mentoring programs and helping with volunteer activities in the schools, you know, whether it may be an after-school basketball program or which keeps kids off the streets and keeps them out of, you know, the activities we don't want them in that get them into trouble and get them into the juvenile court system where we don't want them. So you have the private sectors getting involved, you have the parents getting involved in there, and then you have all these nonprofits starting to work together. And it's not just about, can I do my math, can I read, but it's all those services and all those life skills around them. How do I get along with somebody? you know, even if I don't necessarily like them as my best friend, but how do I still learn to work with them and to share things with them? So all of that is starting to take place in the schools and in their communities. And we're starting to see a little stability in our schools as well. So there's really good things going on, and as all those start to settle in, you'll actually see the end game, the test scores improve. So you'll see these kids now going either on to college or into trade schools or being ready to have a career. And to come out of the systems that they're in that aren't fulfilling systems, that don't make them proud of who they are.
Those are such great comments. I mean, really important things for people to know about, and also speak directly, I think, in some ways to why it's important that everyone, even those parents who are lucky enough to have kids that seem to be doing it all right, why they should be involved in this process.
You know, I think it's so important because we all benefit when all kids are ready for the society of their time.
Absolutely.
This is an economic issue to make sure our kids are ready so that we have a future strong workforce. This is an issue about how, as Nancy mentioned, kids get along with each other. It helps grow their critical thinking. You know, if kids are hungry, you can't help them learn unless you feed their bellies. And we're all impacted when a child is hungry, when a child goes without, when a family doesn't have shelter. And we all can do something. This isn't about all of us doing everything. I think where the power of United Way is that it enables all of us to do something that then helps touch all of us. And then together our entire community is stronger. And so I can't think of a better way to invest locally in Lucas Wood and Ottawa County than through United Way to make sure that kids, as Nancy said, have education, have access to health care, have strong family, financial independence. That's what happens when a person makes a gift to United Way.
That's really good to know, really good to know. So for people who are a bit confused, is this 10 days of giving instead of the campaign, in addition to the campaign, extending the campaign?
Well, you know, we're going to celebrate our campaign results March 12th. And so this is really a final ask out into the entire community. We reach a lot of people in the workplace. We have 25,000 donors who so far today have said, yes, I am making a gift, and they have pledged. But we know that there's a lot more people that live here that haven't yet made that gift. We also know, based on years of research, that the #1 reason people don't give to United Way is that we don't ask. People work from home now. They work differently than they used to years ago. So this is our ask to say, if you're retired, if we missed you in the workplace, you were out at a meeting.
You know what? Look at that camera right there and make your ask.
This is your time to make a gift to the entire community of United Way of Greater Toledo that serves Lucas Wood and Ottawa County, to make sure that your gift has a local impact. United Way of Greater Toledo is best situated to help you make a difference. Your gift will be added to those of 25,000 other people and will make a huge difference here in the next year. Please give.
Wow. Nobody could do it much better than that. Thank you so much. It's also important to know that this is also the home of United Way 211,
Absolutely.
which we talk about all the time on this show. If you have any need at all, you should call United Way 211. They can answer almost any question, give you a referral to almost any source. It's a fabulous community resource, and this is where it's housed, right here at United Way. So what other kinds of things? I'm sorry, were you going to?
Well, I was going to say, can I tell you a great story about a person who called 211 just in the last couple of weeks, you know, with winter. A husband and wife went to the hospital and delivered a baby. They got home and found their furnace had broken. So they called 211. We got them connected to housing. We got them moved up in the line of furnace repairs. We got their furnace fixed with financial support.
So when my furnace broke, I could have called United Way 211?
Well, we wouldn't have necessarily fixed your furnace, but we would have worked to advocate on your behalf. To make sure
I'll
that
keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You guys do everything down there.
Well, yeah, and you know, you don't want to go home with a newborn.
Right.
And not have heat in your home.
Absolutely.
And experience those first moments. And so really quickly, my staff got to work to advocate on behalf of that family and then got them back home.
That's amazing. Yeah, I didn't have any idea that you guys were quite that involved. I thought it was more a referral organization, but you actually did sort of case manage that.
We did, yes. You know, and it's a very valuable resource. 84,000 times last year, someone called 211. And we are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for any of those questions that we have as we navigate our way through life.
So what other kinds of things are we going to see about 10 days of giving coming up?
You're going to see in today's paper a half-page ad that invites people to give with the pledge card. You're going to see a lot of stuff on social media, TV and radio. We are out talking to people with our nonprofit funded partners, encouraging everyone to make a gift, to invest really in Toledo and Lucas Wood and Ottawa County to help advance all of our lives in the areas of education, income, and health.
Are they able to designate the organizations they would like their funds to go to?
They can do that. However, I would say, and Nancy I think would also agree, the greatest impact happens when you make a gift that then is driven by our volunteers who vet the programs and then work to hold our organizations and programs accountable for results. But absolutely, a gift matters, and really this is about encouraging everyone to do something, whether it's $1 a week, $100 a month. Any gift of any size, when added up, makes a mighty difference.
Makes a difference. Would you agree, Nancy?
I would fully agree. I mean, every gift makes a difference. $1 a day does make a difference. $1 a week makes a difference in the lives of a family. If you're able to give $1 a week, great. If you're only able to give $10 for the whole year, great. You know, it's about everybody participating and helping one another out. And as we help each other out and give of our different strengths, then we're going to become a better community.
Yeah, nicely said. One thing quickly, we have just a few seconds left. If someone's interested in becoming a part of United Way through your volunteer process, how does that happen?
The easiest way is to dial 211 and we'll get them connected.
Why didn't I know that? Just dial 211. Any particular skill set required?
I wouldn't say there's any particular skill set required. We will look at, you know, what your skills are, and we'll say, okay, what is your passion around too? Because we want you to have passion around this, and we'll get you plugged into where it might be. You may decide as a volunteer that you really want to serve on one of these community solution teams that looks at funding and helps the allocation and the review process.
Would you name the community solution
it's
teams?
Education, income, and health. But we also have some other initiatives underway. There's the Women's Initiative that is working with a program called Wordshop, where kids actually come and they write stories. And they, you know, it's a group of volunteers that help them with their grammar, help them become creative in thinking and writing. There's the African American Initiative, which is working on a program of Ready to Read, where men read with children. And they're really pushing that program in the schools. So there's lots of volunteer opportunities, but there's also opportunities that if there's an organization you want to get engaged with, we can help you connect.
Just call 211 and they will direct. Thank you so very much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
We have to go away for just a moment, but we'll be right back.